First, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to address the board about an issue that I believe is permeating our school district. Orange County currently has a zero tolerance against any bullying, and while this policy focuses on student bullying, there is another problem in our schools, and it's called adult bullying. What is adult bullying? Simply put, it's a misuse of power and easily recognized by behavior that intimidates, degrades, or offends another, and is often done in front of others. When a person is the target of an administrator or supervisor and feels demoralized and defenseless or singled out for constant criticism with no concrete positive guidance or support for challenging an alleged shortcoming, and there is a pattern over time, then you are witnessing adult bullying. Last week, and while in my presidency as a CTA president, I visited schools and held meetings with teachers from around our county and heard an overwhelming number of accounts of such incidents of adult bullying. Some examples were an administrator coming into their classroom to observe after receiving an email from a teacher expressing a concern about a school issue, or stating that they could not attend an evening event. Overloading an employee with tasks and assignments that are unrealistic or impossible to do within a reasonable time frame. Shouting and pointing a finger in their face in the hallway in front of students, as well as treating an employee differently by isolating them or giving them trivial assignments well below their competency or ability level. I was shocked and dismayed and saddened to hear of so many examples in our schools. I have received emails from both teachers and our office staff about teachers who are afraid to mention that their FTE rosters were not correct, or they were told that they had to attend a professional development on a work day. Or you see them at school until 7 p.m. trying to finish daily tasks because of constant meetings and feeling they have no other choice due to the pressure being applied. We currently have over 200 grievances in process, many related to our evaluation system. When our representatives from CTA go to a principal to discuss some contract violations, they often hear the, "If you want me to follow the contract to the letter of the law, I'll follow the contract," or "It's non-negotiable." This was not as prevalent until this year. In some schools, teachers are being bullied to give up their planning time and use personal time to cover duties or classes of other teachers who may be out or asked to come in to evening events, or else they are told it may show up in their Domain 4 of their Marzano evaluation. And I believe that this is deeper than the Marzano evaluation system. There are many unfunded mandates that are placed on our district and filter down from the ELC to our principals to our staff. We have kindergarten teachers who have asked for help because they have challenging students placed in their class and because last year they had a good evaluation score, but yet now are looking for a job in a neighboring county. A middle school teacher was told during a faculty meeting they had to cut teachers based on the reduction of students at their school, but this was done during a faculty meeting in front of the others instead of a private setting. 28 teachers had left this school the prior year based on such accounts of bullying and intimidation. I have found that there are several schools that have had a high turnover of teachers and other personnel. Comments are made to faculty members that they are to give up their work day for professional development, and despite it being optional, they are supposed to complete report cards and lesson plans on that day, but the insinuation is there that they must attend, and if they don't, there's the possibility of a poor evaluation. While this new evaluation system that was sent to our district from legislators purports to help teachers improve in their pedagogy over a 10-year spectrum, it was hurriedly implemented, and the lack of training for some has possibly amplified this intimidating behavior. We have more than 12,000 teachers in Orange County, and I'm here to ask you to denounce the bullying and harassment in the workplace setting. Join our efforts with our safe school policy to eliminate these behaviors. We're asking for a renewed awareness to the anti-bullying efforts on behalf of our students as well. The data from our Employees Assistance Program shows that in January alone, the number of employees or family members accessing this benefit jumped to over 1,200 outpatient visits and 25 inpatient admissions. I have a letter from someone who left the profession. Thanks for coming by Cypress Park last week. You are right on the money with your words about teachers. After 16 years of teaching, I resigned this past Tuesday. I can't handle the stress and the increased workload anymore. I guess I'm one of the first pack horses to buckle. The reason for this email is I'm looking into contacting congressmen or someone to complain about the new teacher evaluation system, as well as the standardized tests that our students are taught to. I have never been very political, and this is the first time I've ever done this, and I honestly don't know where to start. I need some assistance and some contacts. Thanks for all your support. Respectfully yours, and I'll leave the name out. CTA is asking the school board to approve a task force called SLAB, or School Leaders Against Bullying, that will work alongside our existing SAFE program.
Ms. Moore, how much longer do you need?
3 paragraphs. Thank you.
You do it in a minute, you think? Go ahead.
And I called SLAB and have a bullying training to help teachers and administrators recognize these instances, do a survey and provide assistance to those who've been both a victim and a bully. I'm pleased to report, though, that there are positive efforts going on within several schools, and I would be glad to provide you a list. There are signs posted on walls, bulletin boards with flyers, and even a hotline number to call to report bullies, but this is not enough. We must first acknowledge there's a problem, and next we must do something about it. I think this task force should be made up of teachers, principals, and district personnel, and should do a survey among our teachers to locate and prioritize this training, as well as provide a hotline to report the behaviors. This renewed awareness about bullying for all employees will also benefit our students. Our hope is that we can work through this cooperatively and collaboratively in order to deal with this issue, which is creating a huge morale problem in our profession. While our bargaining process has gotten bogged down in the evaluation system, we feel we need to address this as soon as possible. Again, I want to reiterate, there are many schools that do not have a hostile environment, and the administrators are dealing with the implementation of this system and other unfunded mandates, and they are creating an atmosphere of respect and nurturing for their employees. But we believe it should be all schools, and we would like to report that there are no more incidents of this like this in Orange County. Thank you very much for your time. I have one more letter I would like to share. I brought the Employees Assistance Program, and I brought a few teachers that if later you feel you would like to allow them to share, feel like they would like to share also. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Moore. You know, I have to say, in my 2 years on the board, that's the first time I've ever had a speaker be able to make the clock stop. That clock was literally working when you started, and I looked up and I was watching, and the clock has actually come to a stop.